Caleb, here's what I want you to do. I want you to pick out the whitest person in class. All right? And Riley, I want you to pick out the darkest person in class. So you're just up here because I want to do this piece. Once again, there are all these ways in which these things... Dude, how is it being picked out as the darkest person in the room, by the way?
The darker the berry, the sweeter it is.
No, seriously, how is it for you?
I mean, I don't really care, honestly, because I'm comfortable in my own skin.
Cool.
So I'll be chilling.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How is it for you?
Well, I mean, it's, I didn't think I was that pale, so.
Dude, I can hardly tell where your shirt ends and your skin begins.
I know.
Just saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what is pale, is that a bad thing, or is that?
I mean, not really. Like, normally, like, during the summer, like, I'm outside almost the entire day. Like, I'm a sailing coach, so I'm outside for 12 hours, so this is not really normally me.
Dude, if you were outside in the sun for 12 hours, what would you look like? Your jacket?
Yes.
You'd be so black, you'd be blue, probably, right? All the stuff that we're not supposed to talk about, you really need to talk about. It's okay, right? You can talk about, why you see a sick man wearing a turban. Again, we often say Sikh, but the way people pronounce it, hey, don't stand up against the wall, because it changes the lights. We will say Sikhs, but it's Sikh. So it's like we talk about, like, hey, when you're wearing it, what is it? But anyway, I want to show you this. So some of these things really matter, okay? So here's a study how the things like skin tone make an impression on us or affect our lives or impact our lives in ways that we don't necessarily see. And Musa won't necessarily see or even understand all the ways in which his skin pigmentation affects his life. And what's your name again, bro?
Michael.
Michael won't fully understand the way his skin pigmentation affects his life, just like me. Like I talked about, I know that it's impacted me that I've made a choice to wear earrings, I made a choice to have long hair, and so on. But one thing I didn't make a choice about was having light skin and being a man and being a certain height and all these other things that really have also influenced my life, and often in ways that I don't see and won't see and can't see because they were happening in things. I was getting certain benefits or certain doors opening for me that I didn't even know about, right? Because they opened, and I didn't know they opened for me because I'm Sam, the white guy, as opposed to Sam who has skin pigmentation the same or has the same skin pigmentation as Musa. Because my life probably would be different. No, it definitely would be different, and different things would have happened to me along the way. Okay, different interactions maybe I had with the police that would have been all sorts of stuff, right? So this is the way it goes. But anyway, I want to walk you through a study that these folks did, and they showed we can actually do it right now. So if people in the front of the class, you just look down, don't look up, look down. Everyone in the whole front section, just look down. Just don't look at the screen. You can look up, but close your eyes. Don't look at the screen. People in the back, look at the screen and take a look. Just take a look at this. Okay? Got it? Look at the face. Okay, we good? Can you blacken? And okay, so people in the back, put your head down. People in the front, look up at the screen. And people at the back don't look. And the people in the front, okay, look at that. Look at the face. Okay, blacken it. Go to the next one. Find that face. Someone does this experiment, okay? And they do this again and again with lots and lots of people, and they just keep doing it over and over again, right? Well, it turns out that the face is the one in the middle. If you saw this image with that word, and don't even focus on the word, they just put the word on there. If you saw that image with that word, you're more likely to see one of these faces down here. And if you saw that face with this word, you're more likely to see one of the images down here. Okay? Because somehow ignorant, and this is why it's really good to have the two of you here, right? Somehow ignorant is easier in our minds and in our subconscious it's just more easy to associate ignorant with Musa's face than it is to associate ignorant with Michael's face. And somehow it's easier to associate educated with Michael's face than it is with Musa's face. Now look, here's the thing. Not every time, not with every person, but with enough. Here, you ready? With enough that he is going to have experiences is more likely to have experiences, much more likely actually, to have experiences that are detrimental to his trajectory forward than he is. So now, if Musa shows up in class next week and says, hey, can I have a microphone? Hey, I had this experience downtown, and I just want to tell you I experienced racism, and here's what happened. It's like, it doesn't mean he experienced racism. Because we don't know. What about this and what about that? And did you control for this? Did you control for that? Like, we don't know that. But we do know that on average, Americans are more likely to associate educated with lighter skin and ignorant with darker skin. Not just white Americans, but black and brown Americans also. So what does it mean for Musa when he walks across the stage at Penn State and gets his diploma and goes out into the job market and he is competing for the same jobs along with Michael?
I mean, like, just both of us sitting up here, at least like two of us in this case, like we both like looked right for the center one. At least for me, like I grew up in Louisiana, and Texas and Louisiana, and I went to an almost all African American school. So I guess I kind of have a little bit of a different perspective. I mean, like I definitely see how like people like with their experiences like go one way or the other. At least for me, like I've been on both sides, so I kind of see it. I actually had to move elementary schools when I was a kid, so I mean, like, I'm not really affected by like color at all.
So, but how is it so how is it for you though, knowing that you get your diploma, right, at Penn State, and you got this little slight advantage for you? And again, it's not so, because in the end, what matters most, you need to know this. The thing that is going to matter most is their experience, right? And the things that they've done. That's going to matter the most. These sorts of things come in second and third. But how is it to know that when you get that diploma, you got this other thing going on for you that's called like the pale skin, right? Like, I mean, just how is that? Like, I don't know, just a thought. Like, how often do you think about it? Do you like?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's definitely like, it's always in the back. Like, it's definitely like unfortunate that like happens like on the other side. Like, I guess I can't really say that would be my first thought when I get a diploma. I'm kind of more thinking like I don't have to sit in, no offense, but social class anymore. That's like the first thing. I'm a math major, so.
Yeah.
But like I'm kind of more focused on like not going. At least like for me, like that's not really what's in my mind. But I mean, like if I'm specifically thinking about that, I mean, obviously it's unfortunate that happens to other people. And like I said, like I've been on both sides of it. Luckily, my side was more when I was younger, not when like it's more of like an actual like life-changing like issue. So it's unfortunate, but it's not really something I think about.
So one of the things is that, cool, thanks, man. Thanks for saying that. Well, so one of the things is like what Michael just said is really, really important, right? Hey, I'm a math major. I don't really think about this a lot. I've had some experiences, so I get some stuff, but I don't think about it a lot. But it's happening in the background. So, Musa, how is it for you, man? Knowing that, your degree, well, it's fine. It's a Penn State degree. It's all good. And, there's a little tiny piece there that, I don't know.
I mean, there's definitely some doubt in my mind that after I graduate, I probably won't just be handed a job or like offered a job off rip just because of how I look. But at the same time, like me being black, it forces me to like work harder than like Mike right here because I have to maneuver in a way to prove myself that, yeah, I'm worthy enough. So like I have to work like 10 times harder and do so much more than he has to do in life for me to just be at the level that he's at right after he graduates from college.
So there are two things I want to say here, right? Just the way we say things.
Okay.
So you probably don't have to work 10 times harder.
I mean, it was just a...
I know it's a figure of speech, right? But I want to be clear. Also, the other side is he might as a math major, but yeah, it's like, it's not that you won't be handed a job, but it's just that, I'm just going to give you a different way to say it, that actually I feel like can really more likely to be heard by people, or this is the way I would say it, okay, if I were you. Listen, if I'm Musa, it's not that I'm not going to get a job. It's not that this is going to be a big obstacle, but I know it's going to come into play. It's going to come into play, and I know I'm going to have to manage it somehow. Okay. And so, like, yeah, I got to manage that. But you didn't hear him say, so I expect something to be given to me. You said I'm going to have to work harder.
Yeah.
You got that? Hey, yo, you got that? He didn't say, so therefore somebody owes me something. What he said was, I'm going to have to work harder. By the way, let me just say, of all the ancestry groups in the United States, black men are the most likely to believe that when they screw up, it's their own fault. And if they want to get ahead, they're going to have to work harder than everybody else, more than anybody else.